as far as the Deshaun Watson Carolina of it all? What do we think?
Look, if and when Houston decides to move on from Deshaun Watson, which, again, they're telling teams they're not going to, if and when they do, Carolina, I expect to be one of the most aggressive bidders for Deshaun Watson. We've heard a lot from Carolina about how they want to upgrade at quarterback. They have Teddy Bridgewater. He's got a $10 million guarantee as part of his salary this year, but they would eat that if they could upgrade over him. They called about Matthew Stafford and tried to get him before he ended up with the Rams. Deshaun Watson is someone who would be of great interest to Carolina. In terms of the package that David is talking about, I think that was part of a bold predictions segment, and it certainly is bold, but it's the kind of thing that would absolutely get Houston's attention. You have obviously a highly paid but special player in Christian McCaffrey, and then the 3 first-round picks that would help them rebuild. Remember, Houston light on picks as a result of all those trades that they made for players the last couple of years.
All right, so there are some ways in which this makes sense. Torrey, I'm actually going to come to you here because you played in Carolina, and you were telling us this morning there are a lot of reasons why this move might make sense. What are those?
It makes a lot of sense simply because of who the team owner is. David Tepper is a guy who made his billions, excuse me, I'm about to disrespect him by saying millions, made his billions of dollars by simply being willing to take bold risks. And you think about being able to trade for Deshaun Watson, why does it make sense? Obviously, he's a top 5 quarterback, and they don't just grow on trees. On the other side of that, he went to Clemson. He's as local as he gets. So you're talking about a businessman who wants to win. It's the perfect combination, adding Deshaun Watson, and also exciting that fan base and getting those fans back in the stadium like they were when Cam Newton was there.
Domonique, do you like it as a fit for him? Because, again, Deshaun will have all the say in how this plays out because he has the no-trade clause. If you're Deshaun Watson, are you thinking Carolina? Sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, I think Carolina might be a good long-term destination because I think Matt Rule is building something there, and you can trust what he and Brady are doing with that offense. But first of all, before we get into the analysis, Greeny, the check's in the mail for how you led the show. I really appreciate that. That is not true, but I'll take it. But I do think it's a great fit for Watson for a long-term situation. I don't know that it's the best immediate situation. I do, however, think that David Tepper is going to be aggressive in getting rid of or trading away Christian McCaffrey. I think sounds attractive, but if Houston's trying to rebuild their team, I'm not sure that you rebuild it around a running back, not in the modern NFL. You might want to send him back and get a 4th first-round pick. That'd be a lot more valuable to a team that doesn't expect to be good right now.
How about the other side of this? How about if you're Christian McCaffrey? You just spent an entire season basically injured, but you've been the best player on that team. You're Teddy Bridgewater, and you have been pretty good. You played pretty well there. And now all of a sudden, Neek, you're hearing your name out there and all of this. What does that mean?
I mean, I hate it, but it's the way of the business. I think we have Draymond Green later in the show talking about it. It is the way it happens. It's the way that you're treated, and we all expect that players are supposed to be able to compartmentalize those things. And NFL players, professional athletes, are great at compartmentalizing certain things, but it's impossible not to have that seep into your mind. If they do not get Deshaun Watson, you have to come back in that locker room, be it Christian McCaffrey or Teddy Bridgewater or any other player that might be rumored to be traded. It's hard to walk back in there and feel the same when you realize that you're expendable and the team team atmosphere and the team feeling only extends as far as those locker room doors. Anybody who is outside of those doors, upstairs in particular, those guys don't look at this as a team as much as they look at it like a business.
And look, the reality of the situation is, if we're going to live in an era of trade demands, that means we're going to live in an era of trades, which means we're going to live in an era of hurt feelings. And that just kind of goes with it, Torrey. What do you think of that? It's not the way the NFL has traditionally operated, but if this trade doesn't happen, then maybe Bridgewater and McCaffrey got to go back there and play there, and how's that going to work?
I mean, and they'll be ready to roll. That's just the nature of this business. You're always replaceable, which is why I love this new era that the athletes are pushing for more control. Owners and teams will always do what's best for them. So as a player, you have to be willing to just suck it up and just go to work because ultimately you have no control at the end of the day unless you want to leave. You can force your way out and you can do different things. But trade deadlines, I've been a part of trade rumors before. I've been traded before. And it hurts your feelings a little bit. I'd be a liar, especially when you actually like where you are. But that's just a part of the business, and guys have learned to just grow with the punches.
All right, so we will leave that one there for the moment, but that one is worth keeping an eye on. Make a little bookmark next to the Carolina Panthers and the Deshaun Watson possibilities. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.